won't lean outside it if we all got to our own principles. But we believe in the God of Ethiopia, the everlasting God, God of Father, God of Son, God of Holy Ghost, the one God of all ages. That is the God in whom we believe, but we shall worship him through the spectacles of Ethiopia. For 250 years, we have struggled under the burden and rigors of slavery. We were maimed, we were brutalized, we were ravaged in every way. We are men, we have hopes, we have passions, we have feelings, we have desires just like any other race. The cry is raised all over the world, of Canada for the Canadians, of America for the Americans, of England for the English, of France for the French, of Germany for the Germans. Do you think it unreasonable that we, the blacks of the world, should raise the cry of Africa for the Africans? The Negro is a man, we represent the new Negro. His back is not yet against the wall. We do not want his back against the wall because that would be a peculiar and desperate position. We do not want him there. It is because of this that we are asking for fair compromise. Where the Belgians have control of the Belgian Congo, which they cannot use. They have not the resources to develop now the intelligence. The French have more. We have only outside it if we all got to our own principles. But we believe in the God of Ethiopia, the everlasting God, God of Father, God of Son, God of Holy Ghost, the one God of all ages. That is the God in whom we believe, but we shall worship him through the spectacles of Ethiopia. For 250 years, we have struggled under the burden and rigors of slavery. We were maimed, we were brutalized, we were ravaged in every way.
Let's go back to Africa because you're never going to get your rightful respect, your honor, your heritage, your culture. You're never going to be who you want to be unless you return to Africa. For a man to think that way is monumental, and to this day, Marcus Garvey created the biggest movement for black people in the world. So now all of you guys are individuals. Every one of you guys come from a place that made two of the greatest contributors to humankind. So there's no reason why none of you, or all of you, can't impact the world the same way. How do you impact the world the same way? Education, respect, prayer, spirituality, being a tool of God, and respecting the people who are here to help you. These teachers, you have to remember, sometimes these people sacrifice just to make it better future for you guys. So all this time, sometimes I know we like to carry on, do all this stuff, but at the end of the day, if you don't take yourself seriously, why should anyone else take you seriously? You guys understand what I'm saying? If you don't take yourself seriously, you guys are up there carrying on, you might not understand the significance of what I'm saying. But in order to make it in this world, in this day and time, you have to know who you are as a person. Know history. Take yourself seriously so the world can take you seriously. Marcus Garvey, to make people take him seriously, you know what he did? He designed a uniform, a costume, pendants, ribbons, stuff that generals and army, like a German army would do. So when he walked with distinguishing. Well, he didn't earn these, where he designed the uniform. So when he docked the ship in America, a white man can't walk and say, yo, you're a slave, go to where you want. They couldn't say that to him because he shelled a ship of soldiers to all these places and they got off, and he was able to communicate with black people to uplift them. That's a powerful thing to me. I wouldn't even know how he would sit here, be in this beautiful place, and want to leave it, just so he knows there's black people that need to be free. Black people need to be free. And then he kept going and going and made the world know his name. That's an amazing thing. And then Bob Marley, Singing Away, 9 Mile, what he did it with music. So where is your role going to be in the bigger picture? You're from 9 Mile, from St. Anna, whatever parish you came from, but everyone on this earth has a purpose. Everybody has a purpose. No one is greater than the other. We're all equal. If I'm in Canada, I'll be speaking to kids, but I'm telling them that they need to respect Islam. Christians need to respect this. A diversity thing. A white needs to respect black, or black needs to respect Muslim. It's a different thing. You guys are all one people from the same place with the same beautiful, rich history and heritage. The Garden Parish, we're in St. Anne. You guys have to be proud of this. You know what I'm saying? We come from different situations, but more than most, we want to be in your situation. So hopefully you educate yourself and you come abroad and you can give back to the world like Marcus Garvey, Marley, and contribute back to your community like the teachers are doing now. I come from town and a place called Trelawny with these Maroons. And the history of the Maroons is that during the times of colonization, when the British colonized the world, you had this group of militant soldiers called the Maroons, and they were the only group to ever conquer the British. So therefore they couldn't enslave these Maroons. Instead they hired them, gave them ships, uniforms to sail from Jamaica all the way through the ocean during times of slavery to a place called Nova Scotia. And when they got to Nova Scotia, they came to my community called Preston, the oldest indigenous and biggest indigenous black community in Canada. So therefore, there's a part of Preston that is just like Jamaica. It looks like Jamaica, but you won't see the cows. You see the cows, but you won't see goats. Goats is not like a natural thing that we have on farmlands, but we have the goats, the horses, the donkeys, and all that stuff. So there's this little area called Downeytown, and this is where all the Maroons settled. And when they came, they were like famous. It's just like if right now, if y'all came to Nova Scotia, as soon as you get off the plane and come to my community, you guys are going to be famous because they're going to say, wow, there's a real Jamaican here in our community, because there's lack of diversity. You have black Canadians, Lebanese, and white. Toronto, you have all kinds of different cultures. So the exchange between us, and the thing is, there's way more similarities than there is differences. We have the same rituals, the same beliefs, the same political system. It's just a little bit different because we say here it might be third world, up there we have all this technology, but we lose sense of ourselves. So you guys have all this. You have Bob Marley came from this area, Marcus Garvey. Now the influence of Marcus Garvey around the world, it's amazing how a man go in life in the future. So on that level, I want to start to tell you where I'm from and my connection in Nova Scotia, because you guys are all familiar with the Bank of Nova Scotia, right? Right? So I'm from Nova Scotia, and in Nova Scotia, my family lived there since before the 1750s. So in Canada, they call me an indigenous Canadian. If I'm in Toronto, where I live at, there's a lot of black people, like 300,000 plus black people in a city of maybe a couple mil. But most of the blacks that live in Ontario are all come from Jamaica, St. Lucia, the islands, Grenada, Guyana. So there might be first, second generation, but I'm seventh generation Canadian. So that means I'm the first blacks. I'm part of the first blacks. Now, 1796, the Jamaican Maroons. Who's familiar with the Jamaican Maroons? Who heard of the Jamaican Maroons? You guys heard about 90? So who can tell me something about 90 before I move on? Can one person give me a little background of what they know about 90?